So welcome, welcome. Today is all about making labels using the Merry Little Labels stamp set and punch. It's a great bundle. But first I wanted to talk really briefly about the Stamparatus because you were seeing it everywhere. We're all super excited about it, but it's just one of those, what is it? If you go to my website, karamiller.com, which I don't know if I can do it on here. Maybe I can. Hold on. Let me see if I can do it. If you go to karamiller.com, I'm going to make you super dizzy. Never mind. I'm not going to do that. I will do it this way. And I'm going to show you right now what it is that we're going to see. If you go to my site, karamiller.com, you will see that I added a new tab at the top that says Stamparatus. If you click on Stamparatus, here's the information that you're going to need. Now, what they're doing that's different this time, instead of just letting people order and then having it be back ordered and we don't know how many, they're going to open it up for a pre-reserve. So you're going to reserve one. You're going to say, I want one. You're going to give them your credit card number, but they're not going to charge your card until they have them in. So let's say 3,000 people order them tomorrow and say, I want one. I'm going to pay for it when it gets here. Yep, put me on the list. Then Stampin' Up! Will go to the manufacturer and say, I need 3,000, make them. They'll make them and deliver them. We're expecting them the first week in February. At that point, you will get an email that says, your Stamparatus is in, here's your order, please confirm. And that means that you'll have to make sure, so for example, if your credit card has changed since now and then, you can change that. If you are in one of my shopping clubs and you want to use this depending on when it comes in, if you want to use this as your February purchase, you can do that. You can't use it this month because you're not paying for it or buying it this month. You're just reserving it. It's like a hotel room. You reserve it, then when you go to check in, you actually get your card charged, okay? So it's really different, right? They don't charge the card until it's ready to ship, and you will get an email before they do it. So it won't just be a surprise. You could cancel at that point if you don't want to do it. But if you miss, now the reason I'm getting a little nervous is it says in the fine print, and if you scroll down, while supplies last. I don't know if it can be an endless number of people that they can reserve tomorrow. So if it's something that you absolutely really want, you want to get online at 4 o'clock, right? 4 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Mountain Time, 1 o'clock Pacific Time. You have to do the math, and I'm terrible with that. You guys know I'm awful. But they're going to have the reservation window open. So if you click on this reserve right now, you get to a place that says you're not logged in, and it won't let you do it. I will make sure that that link is right by 4 p.m. tomorrow. 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon is when the first one is. If you miss that window, there's another window in December that lets you do it. So, I mean, it's not like it's the end of the world. It will also be in the catalog when the new catalog comes out in the summer. So it's a little different. If you still have questions about what the heck are you talking about, I put some cool links in here. This one brings you to the YouTube video that Stampin' Up! Has done that shows you how it works. It's a positioning. It's got little flippy things that let you put your stamps on, then stamp. And if it didn't come out right, you can ink it and stamp it again. It's going to make our world so much easier. I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this since I joined. I heard rumors. I heard stories. I've been waiting. So anywho, and it's $49. So it's not anywhere near as expensive. The plates that it's talking about, so you know how that one that starts with an M that we don't really talk about, that's a positioning system, that we used to use, came in a pink box, was expensive. Yeah. That gave you really one surface. You put your stamp, you flipped it over, and you stamped, and you were done. What this has are the plates are reversible. So see, you've got two plates, and you can just pop that out and flip it over and do the other one. So you can have up to 4 stamps going on your card at one time. It also is open on this side, so you could use it on a 12 by 12 if you wanted to. You'd only get a corner, but you know what I mean? Like you could put it on the corner of a layout. There's a foam pad in here that you take out when you're using the red ones, and then you put it back in, so you get a clean stamp. Oh, it seriously has been in the works and been tested by lots of, they have a special group of consultants that's what they do. So again, there's more pre-reservations next month. If you miss this one, I don't want you to be really disappointed and then hate me because I didn't warn you. I'm just really not sure how many they will allow ordered. Okay? So if it absolutely must be you have to be in on this one. Stock this computer and be ready. I will also have the link. My thinking is, and I don't know this exactly, I'm trying to find out from Stampin' Up! Exactly, that the website could crash. It could, because we're all excited. And what you're doing if you come to my website is you're then linking to theirs. So if it's an issue, I think it's going to be in my store, my Stampin' Up! Store, which is right here. I think that's where it's going to be. And if you click on that, you'll notice it brings you in here. And I think my guess is it's going to be under specials. If you click on that right now, it's just the blends. But if I were a betting person, I would say that's where it's going to be tomorrow. But let's just, I will verify it. I will post it on that page, the KaraMiller.com one. And I will tell you right here, if anything new has changed, I will email you, I'll post it in Facebook. It'll be everywhere, I promise. And I will let you know as soon as I know the details. I'm ordering it along with you. I didn't get to order this before you, so I am going to be stocking this website tomorrow at 4. Demonstrators cannot order thousands of them, so that should help. We are right there with you. Okay? All right, so that's enough about Stamparatus, but it is super cool and I'm excited about it, and I wanted to share my excitement with you. A couple other things that are coming. I don't know, I wasn't here last year because this is still my first year with Stampin' Up, so I wasn't a part of all the cool things that happened. But there's an online extravaganza, something with a name like that. How can you not think it's going to be cool? There's certain stamp sets that start going, like they're Black Friday, but they're calling it extravaganza. That happens next week, and I'll tell you all of that to make sure that you know when it is. And then just in the back of your mind, remember when I first started, we were in the middle of, oh shoot, it has another name. Someone's going to know. It's the first 3 months of the year, and it's when you buy $50, you get a free stamp set. Remember, what was that called? Shoot, I should know this. I tell you, I'm not the best salesperson in the world. But anyway, that's coming after Christmas. So get your Christmas, save your Christmas monies so that you can shop. Because there's going to be some really cool stamp sets that are only available then. All right. Anywho, the other questions a couple of people had asked me about was gift certificates to my Stampin' Up! Store. So if you have family members that are saying, well, I'll buy you what you want, what would you like? And you're thinking, well, maybe I want to wait. I don't want to do it before Christmas. Celebration. Thank you, Susan. Whew, I was feeling like I was losing my brain. Yes, Celebration is January, February, March. And that is just a whole nother, celebration. So we have Stamparatus, We have extravaganzas, and we have celebration. Oh, and we have Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's too. So, hey, it's boring right now. Never mind what I'm sharing with all of you. See, lots going on. Okay. So anyway, this is right at karamiller.com. Super easy to find. And remember, the calendar's here. It tells you what's going on. Alrighty. Let's go back to where we were. Oh, little Mr. iPad. No, we're not installing any updates right now. Remind me later. I just updated my phone so I don't have the funny little eye thing that was going on. Did anybody else have that? Where your iPhone was doing like lines and an A? Mine was. But I've eliminated that issue. Whoops. Come on. Sorry, I'm making you all dizzy. Hold on. Promise it won't be like this always. Phew. Way better. Okay. Woosah. All right. Are we ready? Let's get going with this because this is really fun. I grabbed a bunch of stuff because there's so many different things that we can do with these. This stamp set and this punch are really, really useful. Jeannie, I just had the update today. It just came out and said there's an update, and I did it, and it took it a few minutes, and now it's gone. And it was doing it on my Mac too. So I don't know what was going on, but I guess we're good now. So let's take a look at this and see what we got going. This comes with special delivery, no peeking, let it snow, from, for, and from, just for you, Ain't Tree Can Be Merry. Okay. 1, 2, 3, I think this one too, fit the punch. What is happening? Stop doing this. Is it happier there? Let's see if it's happier there. Seems to be. Okay, good. So let's just, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to punch a couple of these so that you can see what goes with what. Because honestly, when you get a new set and you're not really sure what you want to do with it, especially something like this that you're going to kind of want to mass produce. Again, now I don't need 700 of these, but I need a few, right? So we just punch them all out. And I do not put the labels on the back of my red rubber stamps. I think they work better not having those little labels. I've shown you before, I usually take the labels and stick them inside my box so I can see. And if I'm missing a stamp, let me show you in a minute here while I'm doing this. And then I'm just going to grab a Whisper White and some black, and I'm just going to stamp them on and see what's going on with them. I also grabbed 2 other punches that are tag punches that will be really helpful. One is, of course, my triple banner. I can't leave home without that. And then this one, the scalloped top, I like that one too. So those are 2 punches I grabbed. I also grabbed this from the Stitched Thinlits. This is the oval, and it works well for the special delivery. It works for Eat, Drink, and Be Merry. It actually works for any of these. So this is a good one. It's not the biggest, it's the 3rd one in the list of ovals. All right, so what I do in here is I just take these, I'm not going to do all of these because you'll be bored, and I just pop it down here, and then when I put the stamps away, I make sure I put them on there, so that way if I see one of these, I realize I'm missing a stamp somewhere and I can go find it. All righty, so that's that. Then Let me move some of this. I'm gonna I grabbed all my designer paper so I could just have a good collection. And I've got some cardstock in different colors that I'm thinking might be good for my tags. I have those. I grabbed some of my ribbons. And we'll see what we're, oh, and I also brought my rhinestones because, hey, you can never go wrong with rhinestones. I'm going to slide you over a little bit. Oh, these are for the November 19th. If you are wondering what's going on, the Night of Cards, that's on Sunday. These are the projects. I posted them yesterday. They're also on the blog. This is called A Box in a Bag. And if you look down inside, it's just a great way to do a cute little gift. It can be a treat box in a bag. Look down inside, you have a box in there, right? Super easy. All the supply lists are on my blog so that you can see. This is what you're going to make for one of your coloring friends or yourself. It's a cute little shaker card. And when I opened it up, I put ready to color pages in here. It's going to start at 7 Eastern, so we have time to get this done on Sunday. It will be recorded. I know there's football for some. This one is our 3D die cut one. Love this paper, right? This is using the new champagne foil and the Year of Cheer, my favorites. And if you don't have these letters, these are the large framelits, and they're pricey, I know. If you don't have these, we can do them with other dies, and we'll do that in class, but that's what was going to work for me. And then, oh, this is my cute little itty bitty one. This is a step circle card, and I made it into, in the holiday catalog they use Just For You stamp. This one, and it's in green and black. Okay, yeah, we'll absolutely do it that way. This is the step card, and that's the 4th card that we're going to do on Sunday. Okay? Alrighty. So for right now, what I'm going to do is grab myself a block, and I just kind of want to get a sense of what they look like. Now I know I can see them on the cover, but sometimes it's easier if I can actually see them in real life. So I'm just going to take my basic black, and I'm using my craft cardstock. Now, one of the problems I have is when I see it in the catalog, I tend to get kind of stuck on it and think that's the way it looks. So in the catalog, they used the green and black oh, hold on. They used the Merry Little Christmas paper. And sometimes you see this and you think automatically, this is how I need to do my tags. Remember, there's lots of different options. Maybe green and black are not colors that you want. So you kind of have to step out of your comfort zone a little bit sometimes and not get, just because that's the way they showed you, then that's what you're going to do. All right, so there's no peeking. I just want to do a couple of the ones that are not made to go with the punch. And if you want to see if it's going to fit, you can punch out one. No peeking does go with it. So I'm going to punch that. And then I'm going to use that as kind of my guide to see what some of the others will look like. So this one will fit on it. So will this one. Okay. This one, maybe I could get it in there. Looks like I could. Okay, so those 3. 4. This one, not so much. The eat, drink, and be merry, it's going to definitely hang off the edge. And so special delivery, I'm going to miss a lot of it. So that's where I brought this one in. This will work great, and so will special delivery. So that's my plan for these 2, and these 4 are going to go with the punch that comes in the bundle. All right. A couple of things I want you to think about. You would never take one tag and heat emboss it. You wouldn't just pull it out and do it. But if you're going to make 20 or 30, you can mass produce these so that you can have some really cool tags. I told you I fessed up and said every year I say I'm going to do that, and every year I end up taking a Sharpie and writing on the wrapping paper at 12 in the middle of the night. I don't have a tag, I don't have a ribbon, I don't have anything. And I keep saying, you know what, I don't have little kids anymore. I don't have to have all these crazy, I could actually make presents that are pretty. But I wait till the last minute, and then I'm a crazy person. So not this year. I'm not doing that. Okay, so let's do the just for you. Kathy, you're going to mask this the way you would. Oh, Susan, it broke completely? Susan said her cleaning pad broke on Saturday. So the hinge part, or yeah. I wonder, have you had it a while? Oh, well then I guess you've worn it out. I was going to have you call them, but it sounds like you've gotten your use out of it. Years and years. So what are the colors, Kathy, that you wanted to know? Red and black? Red and green? All right, so let's grab real red and garden green. All right, so how are we going to do this? Now, the trick is the just goes down into the 4. So I'm going to have a hard time getting that not on the 4. I'm not sure I can be that specific. I could do it on the to and from, but can you see what I mean? Let's get this. See, the J is on the 4. Maybe your pen would work. Yeah. Well, let's try it. So we're going to do, what do we want to be on the back? This is where you have to think for a second. What's going to be on the back is going to be the 4. Right, Virginia's suggesting a marker as well. So I'm going to take my green and I'm going to try, I've actually never done it. So hey, you know what? There's a first time for everything. And I want my red marker. All right, so to start with, I'm going to mask over this part. Now the problem is I can't really do anything with the J part. See it? But let's see what happens. All right, I take this off. Now my marker. This isn't my blend. This is my regular marker. All right, let's see what happens. Not bad. I could live with that. So if I had done it more carefully, I knew I did that U just as I came up there with it because I hit the green. But that would look really cool. I could live with that. I don't know. Because they overlap, there's really no other way to get. So you could take your red and your green marker and you could go back and touch up the green on the top of 4 before you stamp. Can you use standard ink pads for embossing? They dry too quickly, Virginia. Good job, Kathy. So Kathy did hers with a marker. Virginia, if you are really fast, you can try, but you got to be really fast because they dry too. That's why the Versamark is better. But now with the new Stamparatus, you could emboss, you could stamp with your color and then stamp with your Versamark, which is clear, and then put on it. You could do that. You wanted some colors in the embossing. Debbie says you can huff on the stamp and it reactivates it, and it sounds really crazy, and that means you're just going to go and breathe on it. Did I demo okay? Virginia, there are some colors, but you're right. There's not a lot in the Stampin' Up! Line. Let's give it a try, okay? Hold on. Let me grab some stuff first. I'm willing to try for you and see what we can do. Clear and you. All right, so we've got you. Let me get my heat gun plugged in. All right, so I'm going to get all ready here. I'm going to clean this off. I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be ready here. Can you tell I spent the day with a 2.5-year-old? Be ready, Mimi, be ready. She gets excited about everything. Okay, so Mimi's ready. All right. Let's say we wanted to and from. We're going to grab our red. You want to make sure it's a pretty juicy stamp pad before you get too carried away. And we're going to do our two. This is for and from. I keep saying to and from. It's for and from. And I'm going to ink it up. I'm going to turn this on. Of course, I stamped it badly because I'm rushing, because I'm nervous. Okay, let's assume I stamped it well. And I used clear embossing powder. So yes, you can. Let's see if we can see this shimmer. Can you see it? See, we've got, right? Very pretty. All right, so let's try it again and let's not mess it up this time. Now, if I was recording this class, I could have edited that out, right? And you would have thought I was a genius and never messed up. Guess what? I mess up. Let's try this one. This is the Let It Snow. And I want to try this on. Yeah, I guess we'll do it on this one. Right. But you can, again, the beauty of stamping is just do it again. I'm using our regular Stampin' Up! Ink. Yes, not the Memento, our regular everyday Stampin' Up! Ink. And seriously, that's why I have come to fall in love with the stamping, in that I can always just do it again if I don't like it. All right, I'm going to take some Tempting Turquoise. And we're going to stamp that. And we're going to try the clear embossing powder on top of it. So pretty. And you can tell that it did stick, right? So the answer, Virginia, is yes, you can. I feel like, yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. But you just got to be quick. Okay, so it doesn't come out really heavy, as heavy as if you had used it with Versamark, but it does come out really pretty. All right, now, let me get this out of the way before I spill this all over everything, which I've been known to do before on camera. And if you take, I love that Let It Snow one. And if you add some of your rhinestones to it, ooh, stay there. Stay there. The little tiny ones, and just pop them in the snowflakes. Right? Oh, so pretty. Okay, so now how do I make this be a tag, right? Right, that's really pretty, but now what? Okay, all right. So now I'm going to take my punch, and this fits. I should have punched it before I put my little embellishments on. I get excited. Get over there. Get in there. What is your problem? Nice and even. All right. So now I have this, which is really pretty, but what do I do with it? That's where the other tags will come into play. So I could take a 2-inch piece of the champagne foil, which I need to trim. Make it 2 inches wide. And then pop it in here. Yes. Pop it in here. Hold on. I'm making every mistake known to man tonight. I'm just showing you how to mess this up for good. All right. Move things off of your trimmer and trim it all the way so it can go far enough into your little machine. And then push it all the way in. There. And then decide where you want this in height. And I'm going to trim a little bit off of this top piece. I kind of messed up this edge a lot. And then I'm going to grab this one. And it gives me a tag topper. And now this one can go right here. And I think, well, that's great, but what if this was a little wider? What if this, it's kind of getting lost on there. I need a little bit more. I wish there was like a shadow layer of this tag, right? Well, if you take the tag, I don't know what I want. I'm looking for some paper here. So I'm going to go for the Year of Cheer because I'm going with a glitter look. Let's take this one. And I'm going to punch 2 tags. Okay. Now I'm going to take those and put them together like this with my adhesive. Like so. Line up those edges. And then I'm going to put this. I didn't cut it. I just put 2 of them there, and then I line this one up on top. Now there's another one, and then I pop this on here, and it looks really cool. What Kathy was suggesting is to cut this in half, and you can do that too. Here's another way. So you put this in. You're going to cut this right down the middle. Now you could do it with your scissors and guess, but since I'm having such great luck with doing things nice and straight tonight, I'm going to use my trimmer. Like so, and then instead of putting it on here, I could line it up like this. Now the only negative to this is there is going to, oh, you can't see it. There's going to be a space down at the bottom. Not bad. I can move you out here a little. I can move you out and see there's kind of, you're seeing kind of a space here. So that's where this doesn't do that. All right, so there's that idea. Now what if you wanted a longer tag? Okay, so let's make another one. We've been playing with Let It Snow. Let's try let's try the black, and we're going to use our Whisper White ink. Which mine has a little bit of pink attached to it. We won't talk about how that happened. And I'm going to do the no peeking. Make sure white is really tricky to get It needs to be re-inked often. If you order this now, or any time since the new catalog came out, they have, it comes dry and you re-ink it. And see what I do every time. I think I need to re-ink. Oh, I wonder if I could do, no, never mind. I don't want to mess with you right now. I want, to, the whole point was not to play with white ink. The whole point was to show you a cool trick. So let me get rid of the white and we'll try another trick that isn't so tricky. We'll try a better color. Those of you that are coming on Sunday, I will have my white in tip-top shape by then. All right, so I'm using Real Red. And no peeking. And then I'm going to use this punch. Okay, and then I'm going to grab this one, and I'm going to do two. Two punches. And I'm going to go vertical with them instead of horizontal. I was going to try and line up my plaid. I don't have to. It's okay. Like so. And then you, and it goes this way. And now you have a really interesting, different tag, right? So now we're showing different ways that you can do them and add to them. Now, what if you don't have the other two punches? Well, you can definitely use your, let me show you this way. Let's take, this is the punch that comes with the bundle. I like that one too. And I like the pattern paper behind it. I just need to get myself a piece of paper that isn't all messed up. And I'm going to cut a 1.5 inch strip. And I'm going to take this and tuck it through from out here. It's going to be just a little thinner. So I'm not going to punch both ends. I'm only going to punch one end. So I'm going to poke it in from out here. Get in there. Why am I having such a hard time with you? You just have to get it started. And once you get it started, it goes. Well, I guess we'll do it this way. I'm going to bring you back up. That's much easier. All right. And punch. And then I get that really cool in the end. Same thing here. Push it through. Thread this end back up. So I'm only punching one end at a time. But I'm making an extra long tag. I cut that with scissors. That's why it's a little crooked. But then you could do your stamp on it this way. Paper go. And then you take this one. So you use this punch, but you just kind of do a bunch of different things with it. Now you can go across and you could layer your stamp that way. So even if you don't have those other punches, you can still do those kinds of things with it. Let's do the ones that are bigger. And I'm going to put those on. Now remember, I said I was using the oval. I'm also going to grab the bigger oval. So these are from the Stitch Thinlits, the biggest one and the next one down. And I'm going to use, oh, let's go with Girly Espresso. And again, think about your theme of if you're themey, you know, like, do you like country wrappings? Do you like really high-end, foo-foo-y, lots of foil? You know, what kind of goes with you or the person that you're giving it to? And if the person that you're giving it to is not going to be impressed with foil and would rather have craft and old olive and those kind of colors, then that's what your tags are going to be. If you're giving somebody a day spa to your favorite girlfriend, then you're probably going to want to use a little bit of glitter. So there's a special delivery. I love that one, from the North Pole. And then watch this camera over here. Then I'm going to take this and cut that out. So let's bring that over. Goodness. All right. Make sure you line that up. Sorry, I'm making all the cameras shake now. All right, so there's our special delivery. How cool would that be to have a whole bunch of those, right? And then I'm going to take that same plaid that I've been working with, and I'm going to take the larger one, pop that through. Now these are those Stitch Thinlits that I tell you are my staple. I use those on everything. And now we have this really great label. And let's say you wrapped it up. Pretend this is wrapped. And you could take a strip of paper and wrap it around. You could take some of our twine and glue this on top of your twine and just wrap this and tie it. Remember all those cool things if you did the embellishment swap with me at the beginning of the new catalog. Remember we have those really great little ornaments. And there's also those, I don't know where they are. They get used at my house for props. Oh, here they are. Don't ask. 2.5. Then you could add this to it. I mean, really, your package could be as much about the packaging as it is about the gift. Okay? All right. Anybody have any questions about how to do these or what things that they will fit on? What if you don't have the Stitch Thinlits? Well, you could order those. But, but if you don't, why couldn't you just cut this into a nice rectangle? You know, if you stamp this special delivery, and then you grab your trimmer and you're going to trim it up. that honestly looks cool too. And you could do the same thing with, so you just kind of measure this and see, well, what size was that? Needs to be straighter. So I'm going to make a 2 by 3 1/4. Nice masculine layered tag. Take your good old-fashioned hole punch. Not the heart one, probably. And your twine. And they don't even have to be glued. Like, I kind of like them even though, you know, like that they're not attached necessarily. And you could do another small tag. Now remember, we have a bunch of stamp sets that you might have that you're not even thinking about. The one, Woodwards, which had the really great, let me grab it, I'll find it in a second. It had the little box, and I love the stamp set. There's a tag in that one. Oh, it's right here. This one. And it has a tag thinlet in here somewhere. Yes, this little one. That would be great to add to what you've got for tags. Just punch a bunch of these out. You could do a bunch of the to froms and have them ready to go with other, with your bigger tags. All right? So give yourself a little bit of time and sit down and make a box of tags so that you have them when you need them. Kind of like the happy birthday cards that you have ready or the thank you cards. Make yourself a bunch so that you're not running around at the last minute with the Sharpie writing on the outside of the wrapping paper. I know. I'm probably still going to have that happen, but I'm going to try and be more organized. So I will report back on my tag making abilities and how many I got done, okay? I'm now accountable. All right, everybody, have a great night, and I will keep you posted tomorrow as the Stamparatus launches and we get ourselves all in a tizzy over how to get it reserved, but we'll do it. Good night, everybody. Have a great night.